Welcome to Fogpiercer, the fog penetrator, which refers to the train we're riding here after a catastrophe, travelling through a malevolent fog, constantly pursued by gangs of bandits who appear alongside us with buggies and other motorized vehicles trying to take us down. A round-based tactics game, publisher as Hooditors. I'll show you the Steam demo, which has been out for a while and received very positive reviews. There, it's possible to review and rate not only the unreleased games, but also the demos in advance. Fogpiercer is doing really well there. I'll show you why in just a moment. I'll spare you the tutorial. I've played it myself and can explain it to you directly, and we'll start with a new game. Publisher Hooditors, a strategy specialist from the United States of America, now stands for many good games with solid quality. It's actually a real head start if developers manage to find a home with such a publisher. Let's begin. Within the demo, which offers a stripped down gameplay experience, we can only play as Monica, or Monica as she's called in the original. That means she's our squad leader who gradually shifts gears. Attacks are carried out using a special button. There are also special cards available that you can use. These are the three down here and a module that we have from the very beginning. Modules protect us or boost us all the time. Here it can happen that ice pillars appear next to us and one of our opponents crashes into them and disappears from this world. That's Monica. The locomotive we're playing with is the Nebby. The same applies here. In the finished game, more locomotives can be unlocked. Then we have three wagons that we start with. Artillery, so next to Nebby, next to the locomotive, two wagons, one for firing, that's the artillery, and a protector that can distribute shields to our other wagons or also to the locomotive. These are the modules we have available. Let's get started. The game gets more and more complex as time goes on. Here we begin our run with the first train where we can upgrade our locomotive once. That means we pick, since the game is card-based, another card that goes into our deck. And what I could imagine well, for example, is that you can immediately give one of the two wagons or the locomotive an extra hit point as a spare car. Permanently, we could do that right away. A card that lets you cancel the intention of a target unit. For example, that could mean cancelling an attack. Personally, I think both are very cool. Still, I'll go for the maximum hit points, which I can use right away. And that now applies to the locomotive itself, which has gained another point. 3 hit points here for the shooter unit, 2 hit points for the artillery. 3 in the top right is a resource called scrap metal. We'll need that over time to make further upgrades at other stations. But for now, let's continue and choose a route here. This network looks a bit different in each run. We're moving from left to right. After a while, a first boss enemy appears, and at the end, a second boss enemy awaits. And once you've managed that, you can continue on a different track in the television boxy game. And what I personally found out through painful experience is that it's really helpful if, before you reach a boss at the end, you can enter a station one more time to prepare yourself, for example, by repairing yourself. So these two routes would work fine. And that goes along here each time. And I would say that we go this way, and then take the upper route, then go through here and improve here again and get to the boss here. That's how I would do it, I think. That means we start up here. We could just as well take the fight. It doesn't matter at all, because we'll end up here anyway. It shows there's nothing special about the fight, just possible enemies we may face. A drone bike and a minigun buggy. The latter is a ranged unit and the bike is one that rams us. If we drove down here, there wouldn't really be any difference. We drive there and that's where we encounter bandits for the first time. At first it's just 2 vehicles. And the red signals indicate which direction the fighting is happening. That means we can be attacked from here by the buggy that's shooting at us. range combat, and it hasn't been positioned yet this round. Now we can choose some of these cards. The cards have action points, that's the lightning symbol and the number in front of it. Artillery fire, for example, costs 2 lightning bolts. We can spend a total of 5 lightning bolts this round. After that we click on end turn, and then the opponent moves and takes action. And the opponent's intention is signaled to us in advance. Let's use the artillery fire. We can either, yes, let's do the following. We move forward 1 space. That costs 1 lightning, 1 action point. Pay attention, moving forward again would already cost 2. The next move in the same direction would then cost 3. The artillery fire is launched from here. We use it and do the following. We still have 4 points left. We give ourselves a shield here, a virtual hit point that we only have for this round. It won't carry over to the next one. Then we mainly use the artillery fire on this one here. And then we lose a point here. And at the same time, because we hit here, vehicle 1 gets pushed onto us and rams us. That would cost us 1 life point, but it only costs us a shield and also costs the enemy 1 hit point. We've spent all our points, moving on to the next round. A lot here depends on physics, with reasonably good actions you can take. And take a look to the right, left and above at our train driver bar. Monica got a few points. Because we attacked, it's at 20. Then we can choose a special card. 1 round further. By the way, the turn order of the enemies is displayed on the right side. That can sometimes play a role as well. And now I'd like to do the following. An artillery strike here pushes the unit onto them. Both suffer collateral damage, and we're through 1. Great. That was nice and easy. Battle successfully completed. We get 2 rewards. One is scrap metal, the resource in the game that we can use later to buy cool stuff. Then we add a card to our deck. You can do it or you can leave it. Will we get to see cool cards for that? And let's take exhaustion. That means when we spend an action point, we get 3 in the next round. You could use that, for example, if you only spent 4 points in 1 round and sensibly have 1 left over. Then you'd have a breakfast for next time. We continue. We're heading to the depot. We've got 39S scrap metal is coming in a bit early, so there's not much we can do with it yet. We're arriving there. This is a special depot. It had the function available, card duplication. First, we're getting a bonus for how successfully we've played so far. Now we have 79-ish. And here in the depot, we could either take a card and duplicate it for 45. Scrap metal always works. We can also go through everything one by one and see what we can do. We can't add extra health points, but you can do an upgrade. Then you also get a new card. It would cost 30, duplicating cards costs 45, so we would have spent 75 out of the 79 in total. I'll see if I can get a new attack card about the artillery. Then automatically explode for 3 rounds against boss enemies. Cool, but I wouldn't do it for now. 2 damage and blinding is good. Units then move aimlessly, which means they move somewhere and you don't know where. It could be that they get stronger with the conductor bar. We get an extra conductor card when the points list at the top left is full on the points bar. But I actually think the blinding is pretty cool for getting rid of annoying enemies. Now we still have 49 scrap metals left. Let's gladly double our artillery. We only have 3 fire cards, and this is the best attack card we currently have. Now we have 4 of them in the deck, all done. Yes, and please continue. We're heading to this battle and expecting 3 possible opponents. In addition, we have an assault unit, a battering unit, and another battering unit. And possibly, with a certain low chance, they might get support from a support truck. The shield gives its effect to a random ally. And there's a special feature here. The green dot here gives you an extra scrap metal reward if you drive through here and survive. Banditten are approaching. It's the enemy's turn and they're lucky. They don't get a fighter, no protector unit, no supporter. We'll just move forward one space and let them attack each other. That's a rammer and it rams too, which means they'll ram each other. And for that we don't have any attack history. I could take the breakfast, then next time we'll have an incredible amount of action points. I'm not sure what to do right now since they're not ramming each other. If we had an 8th theory card, we could have pushed it into the middle. So that doesn't help much. I'll take the points with me for the next round, take a few points with me. And a second one. Light damage, great. Both of them want the one in the middle back now. We'll do the same trick as before. This time we'll move 2 back, 1 point, then 2 more, and then 3 are gone. We can already work with the artillery like that too. He has 2 points left, 1 point, so we could push him into the middle. They should actually take each other out. We could still ram him with our locomotive, then he would be shaken now. But we would also take damage ourselves, unless we had protected ourselves with a shield. But actually, this is the perfect situation. Oh. 1 is left. I didn't consider the turn order there. We can't use artillery fire from here. We'll move back 1 space. Now we can use the artillery fire. 1 damage, another damage. Great, that worked. Survived the battle, very nice. We get another 20 scrap metal and add a card to our deck if it's an exciting one, and add not code. Move forward 1 space the next time you play a red card this round. It itself costs 0 action points, 0 lightning. That means first this one and then an artillery, then you would have moved forward 1 space. Could be interesting at some point. And we move on. It goes here to the main station or to the depot. But we want to stay up here. We might be able to buy new wagons here. Let's see. I haven't had that happen in a run so far. I just read that it exists. We'll get ours. We can repair a train unit, but we don't even need that. Now every train unit has 1 hit point. Yeah, it wasn't necessary at all. Modify a card. In which direction? Because now I just have to guess myself. Does modify maybe mean to upgrade the shield card? But it always costs 1 action point less. Artillery fire cards increased in strength from 1 to 2 damage instead of 1. Let's do it. We'll change the artillery fire. Let's get out of here. Let's see if we can buy a new car. That's how it is then. Percent discount on wagons 8. That means I'm buying a new wagon. That only means if you modify one, it's cheaper. I don't think we can buy one. Nothing is showing up here for me where that could be. We have 80 scrap metal. We could upgrade this one again and get ourselves another attack card. We don't need to repair. Selling doesn't make sense. Carpet bombing. Why is it called a sticky bomb? That's the one we just turned down. If we get a point for the train driver's bar next time, we'll get 6, but more only works once. Let's test the carpet bombing that works up there and down there. 3 spaces in a line, all take 2 damage. Sounds cool, let's take it. We'll scrap metal, keep it. We can't level up again. At most, we could see if we get a cooler card here. A unit can even get 2 shields. That could be helpful at some point. And on we go. And we want to keep going up there. The goal is the boss up ahead, and we're heading over here to the convoy. Now let's continue with Fogpiercer. We're back in the game and heading to the next station, moving on. That's where we're heading, yeah. Huh? And this time we're really experienced down below, and we have 3 from above, which means the enemies always come from the same side. It's a very unusual route. Let's go. The ones closer to themselves. That's a support vehicle. That you can't ram or move yourself. You can ram them but not move them. Harder. We could push them into each other. Everyone loses a hit point. Period. We beacon units with flash cost 2 emergency shields, 2 shields at once. Artillery fire here again, and now this one gets pushed into that one. It gets wrecked, flies backward and damages that one. Insane. Awesome. This is fun. Being able to create a situation like this really puts you in a good mood. 1 action left, that's all we need. The school won't be taken along. 1 more round and I think that's it, because the support unit is moving on its own. I don't think it goes any further. Just 1 round, really cool. Into the bonus scrap metal with... Oh, just... Since we didn't destroy the transporter, we don't get a reward. You always have to destroy that before you destroy the last combat vehicle. Then the fight continues. We drive in the middle, and at the top there's something new, an upper edge, which means a slope, a wall, and if you push someone into it, they'll crash against that wall. Let's see if we can manage that. The bandits are coming again. There are so many of them. Oh, that's intense. So it won't work without taking some damage. That wall up there, we can't really push them all in there, but we can push 1 in. We only have 5 action points, so we can't move to safety. That won't work. Carpet bombing. We could move 1 space forward and shoot at these 3 here. They each only have 1 action point, so we'll move 1 space forward. The artillery module, the 8 that's in the artillery wagon in the middle, now lets the bombs rain down in a carpet. And that's how it should go. Great, I'm impressed. We don't need an emergency sign. That's it for this round. 1 more. The shield goes up in front. When attacked here and here, it's hard for us to get out. We can't move out. That would cost 6 action points. First move, a second move, number 2, third, 3, that's a total of 6. But we could use the double attack 4, we could maneuver ourselves out with that. What else do we have? Units. Move 1 unit forward as a distraction. I want to move back there. Artillery fire. We'll move back for now, twice behind. So they're now firing at each other. We already know that. We still have 2 points left. We can use artillery fire once. On this one here and move the other one down there. It won't do us any good. Them. And then again we can move. That way the top one, yes they would. Are those both shooters or rammers? That's a shooter and that's also a shooter. That means if we use the artillery fire in the middle, then we would slam the upper one against the wall. Or what? He survives that, but he already takes 1 point of damage. Exactly, does he have 1 point of damage? They crash into each other and wreck themselves. Nice tree. And here we could put up a sign. Oh, we don't have any lightning bolts left, otherwise we could have put a sign here. 1 round later, we're taking our first damage. Wow, that was an obstacle on the track. Well, we can't dodge this time either. But with the artillery fire, we can push the 2 of them. One remains and shoots into the void. I would say we take the remaining points, we take the breakfast, and take the 3 action points in the next round. They were lucky that the ice pillar is being handled by our train driver. And now we could activate the beam up here. For a special card, not for the ice pillar, that's a module, but for a special card. We won't do that, it's not necessary in this fight. 1 artillery fire. You're different. There are still 2 points. 1 is artillery fire. Twice. Very nice, great. Bonus old material, and we can get a new card if we want to. Spend 4 points to draw 2 cards if you only have junk in your hand. But you can't do anything else this round. 1 action point and 1 card for nothing, which you have to spend. That's always a power boost. Continue. Now we have 112 scrap materials, mainly up here in the front, and then to the boss. I know. One of our wagons, the Protector, is damaged. We need to repair it. We're arriving there. We're getting our bonus scrap. Because we've successfully fought off many bandits, we're welcome here at the station. Now we can duplicate a card, rare card in the shop, guaranteed. Let's see which one it is. We can also get another module. Objective: at the start of a battle, give each train unit a shield if the train has a protector wagon at the start of the battle. That sounds cool. That means we would have a shield on every wagon in the first round, which is the hardest because all the enemy vehicles are still there. Let's do that. That cost 80 points. Before we take another look at the shop, I'd like to repair here first. Check the shop again. We have 42 scrap metal. If we can get another cool card, that would have apparently been the rare card. If we have a bad card in our hand, spend a point to completely exchange it. Let's do that as an emergency supply. so, and we've spent more points, but sensibly we can't do anything else. Now comes the first boss. Here on the map, there is definitely a support unit with you that gives you a shield. We have a personified boss. Loiso's old car is more dangerous than it looks. The unbearably loud speaker system takes up every unused corner of the vehicle. It's not only painful to the ears, but also able to debuff its enemies with blocking, whatever that means. Hand-to-hand combat, close combat, 7 to 9 units, man. Let's see if we survive this. Here comes the boss shouting, beer, or I'll fall over. Monica, our squad leader, has a full bar, so we can use an extra card at any time. Hey there, a squad, go get him. That's intense. So we automatically have a sign on each of our cards. We could use carpet bombing here to eliminate all 3 of them at once. Now the situation already looks much better. Then one more aggressive thing. We only have 2 points left. We'll probably do the bar later. So the boss up here, wow, 5, 6, he has 6 health points. I don't know how much damage he does, but we have our shields. Artillery fire. Those are exactly the last 2 points here. Or us? Yeah, we'll push him into the middle so the boss grabs him. Or we play it safe up here in the front. What kind of attack does he use down there? Is that ranged or melee combat? I guess it's more like ranged combat, right? He also has a shield, unfortunately. Let's push them together. No more points. We could give an emergency shield. The one in front doesn't have a shield anymore, but he doesn't have a shield, right? Then we'll give him a shield. So in the middle it seems to be blocked, which means the cards don't work anymore. Alright, that's really tough, of course. So now I would suggest that we start driving. We would move back 2 spaces. Once, twice. Now only he is attacking us. With artillery fire on here, we could fire artillery on here. No, that doesn't help us. Let me think, what helps us the most? like this. Then they would attack with a lot of vehicles. That would be the chaos for me. And we couldn't be attacked here again. Power boost, 1 action point, 1 card. Let's do it. And we got the carpet bombing, which unfortunately we can't use right now. But we'll use the breakfast. We've now received an action point to get 3 extra action points for the next round. I'll leave this up here for now. I'll wait a bit. We're still managing okay here. Ah, there was an obstacle. You can't predict when they'll appear. Above all, it looks cool. And that's already few opponents. We have 8 action points. We can easily dodge him completely if we want to. Oh, there was an obstacle and a push forward. If you play a red card again this round, we could already do that to move up. The red card would be the artillery fire. We'll do an emergency cone once. We'll be pushed 1 forward right away. And with this we could destroy both of them at once because they're pushed into each other. The one in back flies backward, breaking the shield. He was pushed in front of us, and sadly we did. That's my fault. I didn't think about that. He was pushed down and then we rammed into him. That destroyed him. We only have 1 hit point left at the front. The lock is gone. That's what happened. We were pushed 1 forward. There's fire. That's it. One, two. And then fire runs over here. It actually can't harm us. One of them blinded it, pulls it in. By chance, if we're lucky, they hit one of us again, but it could also be that they hit someone completely different. Let's try it. Let's take a gamble. It's not working. It's too close. Okay. I would leave it 1 round further. Yes, they weakened each other. Are there 4 vehicles left? We still have the one from the train driver, the special operation. That one doesn't intervene, it's just the 2. We only need to move 1 forward, we just move 1 forward. They don't attack each other, that's all we have to do. Here. No, we're not doing that. We want them to calmly attack each other once and then we'll see what happens next. I could call in artillery fire. Ah, no, they're too close for that. We could fire one up there, but that would only break the shield. We could do a second artillery strike, destroy the shield once. So now there are only 3 left. One of them is a supporter. Now there are only 2 left. And now we can't dodge with the 5 points anymore. He's definitely going to attack that one and there's nothing we can do about it. Can we push him? No. Carpet bombing. Turn this one on and that one off already. That was just a supporter. He always supports him whenever we take him out. Oh god, what do we do now? We can't push. He's attacking him. He's attacking at an angle. We have 5 points and can spend one for this, another for that. Then the attack misses. Now we have 2 points left. And now we have so much distance between the artillery wagon and them that we can also use the artillery fire. Take out the supporter once, then we've solved the problem of him always giving a shield. 1 round further. We narrowly passed an obstacle, and that puts the problem aside. Now he's attacking him. We can give him a shield. We move 1 forward. Carpet bombing. 2 damage. Now let's activate it. The train conductor car doesn't cost an action point. Stun gives the locomotive a shield. Do we still need this round? That's too early. Because it'll be gone again next round, that doesn't help us at all. But if one of them is stunned, then it'll just stay right there. That doesn't matter at all. It doesn't help us unless we're lucky. And the stun would also apply for the next round. One action point. Stay. I'll drive us a bit further. Yes, we'll stay where we are. Is stunned. Stunned for 1 round. That's just great. We can't use artillery fire from here. Blinding would be pointless now. We can use the artillery fire with 2 actions if we move 1 space down. Yes. Yes, we've taken out the first boss. Cool feeling, a really cool feeling. First boss defeated, big rewards, upgrade the locomotive and see how the game continues. I really recommend you try out the demo, it's a lot of fun. Then you won't miss any more videos about this title or any others. Take care, have fun playing yourself, see you next time.